Hello friends, very good evening. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Talent Traders. And how to find out a breakout stocks using our Google Sheet. It's act as a breakout scanner for intraday as well as monthly and weekly positional. So as of now, so we are finding a lot of opportunities based on this monthly and weekly as well as in intraday. So this sheet act as a scanner for stock options mainly. So no index options, only stock options we are looking at this breakout. And we find a lot of opportunities today in intraday, but this week is a physical delivery week and we find some of the opportunities, and maybe some of the brokers are allowing to take a trade, but many brokers are not allowing. So but we can have higher margin to take a trades, but how it is works. And first, monthly positionals are based on our advanced option strategy concepts, almost 25 stocks where it is nearby more than 150 percentage. That means our 100% is our breakout entry. So almost 25 stocks which given you the breakout. Input side, so at now almost 8 stocks more than 50 percentage. So there is a lot of opportunities this month. So this is about a monthly positional strategy traders, those who are attending my advanced option strategy courses. So they may be easily finding out such an opportunity. And these are all the stocks which is triggers our breakout point and it is achieving a more than 50% target. And some of the stocks which is triggers and it was now in the same price, and 10% above, so almost 46 stocks, and 20% above is near about almost 39-40 stocks. So this is what a concept based trading where we are using on our positional strategy, so we can apply our hedging strategies not only for a naked. So we can apply the hedging strategies once you know about the concepts and the strategies. You can utilize our Google Sheet on weekly as well as monthly. So we have nearing to that expiry. Almost tomorrow is the expiry for a monthly contract, and day after tomorrow, so we have the update for the weekly and intraday sheet only. Monthly sheet is always going to be updated on the first of every month. So we need to wait up to 30th of this month and to get all the settled price, and based on that we are planning our strategy. So before that you can try for our sheet for an intraday either in weekly or a monthly also. But intraday sheet is purely work based on the Cambrilla R4. So how that Cambrilla R4 is more effective? UPL 1960 today. So let me check UPL 1960, and we have some conditions, and using that conditions we are filtering out the stocks. I think maybe rocking very well. So once it is a 2.6 rupees is the breakout point. So where it is exactly, sorry, 1960 UPL 1960. What is happening here? This was showing you a wrong thing. Here may be a data issue. And 24th April, where is our breakout 2.6? Maybe some issues on this. And let me check Dixon 7800. Only liquid stock you should focus for your breakout one. So Dixon, our breakout point is 116.9. So it is exactly showing maybe some issues on UPL. So 116.989. So here it is a chart showing 116.9. So here is the breakout where the R4 which given you the breakout. So maybe I'm just keeping my stop loss below pivot. So near about 84, almost 33 points risk. And at this point, almost 57, it is generated near about the time is around 12 o'clock, but after that came down and again it went up. So we don't know this much of movement can be happen in any stocks, but how we can manage it by trialing the stop loss or by using hedging strategies. So like a 2.1, 3.2 F4 strategies. So SBB strategies, that is a concept which you are learning on our advanced options classes. So you can apply any of the strategy, but purely this R4 breakout which you are using for an intraday. Some of the metal stocks also performing well like Jindal, Indalco, JSW and GAIL 200. That is also be intraday breakout. So where I can check how it is giving you such a breakout. So if you are tracking the sheet, so the breakout which is happening around 3.15, the premium is very low due to that a nearby expiry. So 3.15 is the breakout which is given, and R4 and pivot both are at the same level around 2.5. So maybe around 60 to 70 paisa risk where it is generated almost 9 rupees. So what are the conditions which I am using with this? And weekly positional, let me check that also. This week, it's almost 3 days gone. So 50% and above, 27 stocks. Maybe at least one or two which we can easily find out, and that PEL 840 1 rupee, but it was maybe a liquid or not. We have to check PEL 840. 840 call option, yeah, it is illiquid. You can see there is no data available, so illiquid, maybe that was not liquid, so that why, so we find out that is giving you such a big movement. So while we are trying for an opportunity and trying for a trades, we need to check the option should be liquid or not. ABFRL 232.5, ABFRL 232.5 call option would be the one, but it is from on 23rd, somewhere around here. That is also not liquid, while we are seeing 20 second, yeah, 22nd, maybe here is the breakout. Our breakout point is 6 rupees, that got be triggered at almost around 10:15. So what are the conditions which you are used? And something like Voltas 1300, and that was performing very well. Voltas 1300 and Titan Voltas both are working well in this month. So here it is opened by gap up, and the high of this particular day, so in this particular candle, so almost 65, whereas our breakout point 60, sorry, 42.6. Maybe it doesn't give you the opportunity in the first candle. It started at 47, and after that it came down to 41 exactly at our entry point. Maybe a retracement or re-entry which we can focus. And what are the conditions which you are using for finding the breakout rates? To avoid some stocks 9:30, after we should focus a fresh breakout. So means the stock should not break the level before 9:30. That is the first condition. And the second condition, so which we are using high liquid stocks. So if the stock is not liquid, so you should simply ignore, because this Google Sheet scanner will filter out all the F&O stocks, whatever they listed in the F&O category. Okay, so maybe there some stocks may be liquid or some of them may be not liquid, but you should select liquid stocks. Someone was asking how to find out a liquidity. You can just simply check with the depth of the market. Top 5 buyers and top 5 sellers. So how to check this? Maybe most of the platform where you can get that liquidity filter. So maybe I will show with my Dan account and how to check of liquidity. Okay, so where I just looking for a liquidity in any option strike prices, maybe some option we are seeing that is not liquid. Okay, so Voltas 1300. So let I'm going to add a Voltas 1300, checking a liquidity. Voltas 1300 C. So Voltas 1300 C. Where it is April contract, maybe going to expire tomorrow. So if I'm going to see the depth, so where you can see even the Voltas by closing hours, buyer is quoting for 108, seller is quoting for a almost 116. There is a 8 rupees gap. So maybe due to deep in the money, it is showing you that much of gap. But normally if the ATM options having this much of gap, it is called an liquidity issue or illiquid. So you need to take before focusing on trading, so you should check the gap between the buyers and sellers. That will simply tell you whether the option is liquid or not. And you can see the volume 49,800. But if you are looking at the ATM strike price, so Voltas, where it is closed, Voltas, and I'll show you Voltas 1414, it's a closing price near about 1400. So if I'm just looking for a 1400 call option, where you can see 10 rupees is the current price, you can see the buyer and seller gap, maybe due to that liquidity issue, nearby closing or expiry week. But mostly if you are normal days, if you are checking the liquidity, you can easily find out buyer sell with the buyer sellers gap. So here you can see 60 paisa, 70 paisa. This is what a normal bid ask price gap. So if you are finding any huge bid ask price gap, that should be illiquid one. So simply we can find out with this. Okay, before taking a trade opportunities, we should just confirm with that whether it is liquid or not. So these are all the opportunities where I am just looking for the confirmation. Okay, so second conditions, just liquidity and depth. Okay, and then I'm just focusing for some other thing as fresh breakout or a re-entry. So if it is triggers and then wait for the price to came down, and you should take a re-entry opportunity. That is also be. So if you are following that condition, so instead of that, here you can see how many stocks which is showing triggers our entry point. So near about 40, 30 stocks, we will easily filter out 3 to 4 stocks. Okay. So monthly also, we are almost right now 50%, 25 stocks. So based on our concept, we are just planning to find out 3 to 4 stocks in a month or maximum 5 stocks. But weekly, 1 to 2 stocks is good enough. Last week, so we find a lot of good opportunities, and this week we find a lot of call opportunities. So weekly trend basis, we will be finding an opportunity with this, and that will help us to find out such a big breakout opportunities with short-term trades like a weekly basis positional and intraday. So it is based on purely Camarilla R4 breakout. So a lot of stocks you can randomly check IPCA laboratories 1320. So let me check IPCA 1320, and this sheet is also available. So yeah, you can see previous data. It is not a liquid yet. Simply ignored it. Into copper 370. It is normally uh, liquidity issue. Let me check. You can see there is a liquidity issue. So liquid stocks are just focusing for a AU bank, that would be a liquid 610. Let me go for AU bank 610 call option. It's normally liquid where you can see the liquidity issue. In this case, it was triggered initially, that was triggered our stop loss. Second time it given you the breakout, and this time it was moving well. So here this is what a liquid one. So I can see every time it is taking a traded. BHL to 60, that was an opportunity. To 60, let me check whether liquid or not. It's a liquidity, but it was happening at a closing hours near about 2:30, 2:20, almost 2 o'clock after. So 4 rupees to 6 rupees, 2 rupees sudden movement, and then it closed nearby the level. So here, whatever the closing level, based on that, it is showing you how much percentage. Meanwhile, it may be triggered your target or it returned back to the same level also. But while we are focusing, how I'm just planning a 2 or 3 trade opportunities by using our scanner. Thank you for watching, and if you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe, and if you have any questions or a doubt, just ping me on the comment box. Thank you so much. Thanks for being with me, and thank you for joining this session.